A new number one for podcasts, the latest from podnews.net with Co-Host, powerful podcast hosting for agencies and brands. There is a new country today at the top of the list for people listening to podcasts. Edison Research revealed earlier today in the Infinite Dial 2023 that no other nation is listening to podcasts more than Australia.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free.
All right, that's quite enough of that. 43% of Australians listen to a podcast every month, compared to the US's 42%. A third listen every week, compared to the US's 31%. And when asked which platform listeners use most often for podcasts, Spotify is number one with 34%, YouTube number two with 24%, and Apple Podcasts number three with just 11%. Of course, Apple Podcasts isn't on Android, and Kantar says Android has a 51.6% share in Australia. Elsewhere, Acast has launched a self-service podcast advertising platform for host-read advertising, in addition to pre-recorded ads. The tool also includes AI-driven tools to help advertisers discover new podcasts to advertise with. NYPR, the owner of WNYC Studios, is to eliminate bonuses for the leadership team and won't take a new cycle of interns. An internal email seen by Sky Pillsbury's The Squeeze also warns of more cost-cutting to come. The British Podcast Awards has opened voting for its Listener's Choice Award. You and your listeners can vote for any podcast. We're told you should remind your listeners of the award and make sure they vote. Veritonic announced that it will add traffic from YouTube to its audio attribution tools. The company joins Magellan AI and Podscribe in offering those tools. Twit is switching away from Spotify. The company is now using Podscribe and is testing Libsyn's AdvertiseCast instead of Megaphone. AdvertiseCast has a higher fill rate, says Lisa Laporte. Plus, we hope to partner with them on the host-read ads side of our business. AdLarge Media has launched AdLarge Labs to develop custom strategies and content for podcasters to increase revenue opportunities. Podinbox has redesigned its fan pages and added a welcome message. The service allows you to leave voice messages and tips for podcasters. You'll find us at podinbox.com/podnews if you want to leave us a message. And Podimo has opened a recording studio in Madrid in Spain. The company has also unveiled the Talent Hub to support new podcast talent. And thank you to Podfans for becoming our latest supporter. Podfans is supporting us by giving 1% of all podcast support to Podnews and a further 1% to the Podcast Index. Currently in closed alpha, it's a new podcast platform allowing you to discover new shows, listen and earn revenue. And you too can support us at podnews.net/support. In People News, Russell Weissman has been named COO at All Things Comedy. He'll lead audience strategy and oversee distribution, sales, business development and podcasts. And in podcast news, the tennis podcast will be streamed live from Wimbledon each night during the championships in a partnership with the All England Club. The podcast is to be made live on YouTube each night. The latest episode of the A16Z podcast was recorded in a self-driving car, we're told. And Into the Dirt is new from Tortoise Media today. It's a 6-part series telling the story of one man's journey from corporate spy to self-proclaimed double agent and how it ruined him. To look at how the world of corporate intelligence agencies operate, the first 2 parts are available from today. This podcast is sponsored by Co-Host and Quill. Co-Host's B2B analytics and advanced demographics dive into a listener's workplace, age, gender, income, hobbies, and social media habits. Follow brands like Expedia and PricewaterhouseCoopers who leverage these insights, and book a demo now at cohostpodcasting.com. And that's the latest from our newsletter. To read all the stories and subscribe, we're at podnews.net.